see an interesting topic. It's advantages and disadvantages of cloud. So basically, mostly the advantages and disadvantages will be similar for all the clouds like Azure, GCP, and AWS. So now, when you're going to attend some Azure interview, that times they would probably ask you questions related to this. So I'll just give an overview about what are all the advantages. The first advantage which comes to your mind when you're going to use any of the cloud services is like cost. So why is that so? Because when you wanted to set up something, like I have an organization and I wanted some virtual machines, like for example, I want some computers and the servers and background storage network. So what it will exactly happen is like it is not a single device or something. It needs something to run in behind. Like I wanted to manage some physical servers, racks, everything. Not only that, I also need to have some a place and place we need to rent any place or buy any place to build the data center, and then the physical hardware components. And see, if I use a small computer or laptop, that itself emits a lots of heat. Imagine that many huge servers are going to run in behind. What happens in that case? We need to have some cooling system in some setup. So that time, like we'll have a cooling system that need to work. That also ultimately results in some cost. And apart from this, there is something like security, which is very much important. Like we need to make sure that no one abruptly just enter the data center and get access to that data center or something like that. So maybe like there may be some workers who may clean those places, or just take care of the maintain those physical hardwares. We need to make sure like there is a proper identity card and verification things attached to that, so that like it is secured. No one promptly can just get into the data center. So these are all the things comes under cost. So just getting a virtual machine behind the scene, we have this much things and this much cost utilized. So that's where like here I'm just going to pay whatever I'm going to use. I'm least bothered about the behind things, what and all I have told you. Next, the second advantage will be like speed. Okay, so just imagine if I wanted some storage device to keep running or something else. No, in that time, what I need to do is I need to buy a physical rack, then air condition, security, these things, that things and all. And like I wanted it up running, it will take some time. Even for an virtual machines also, like it will take much time. But when it comes to cloud, no, I can just spin up it within like 10 to 15 minutes. You would have seen in my previous videos, so you would have also have tried. So in cloud computing, you'll just have the feasibility to just in a click you will get everything. No, behind the scene they'll take care of everything. So that is like speed. So that like if I wanted to increase it also, I can do it very easily. So next, the most important advantage is like global scale. So which is like scaling itself, you will know like it is like increasing. Okay, for example, I have some shopping websites, Amazon, Flipkart, something else, huh? I have it in place. When there is some festival time, I have, for an example, I had some 100 servers been running in place, and suddenly I wanted I can see like due to festival time, and I have released much offers. No, there will be lots of users. That time, the resources need to be scaled up so that the performance will be same. See, for example, I have some A shopping website and B shopping website. In that cases, no, if the performance is not better, if thousands in a place like usually 1,000 users may log in and just shop, but in during festival times there is like 10,000 people logging in, and suddenly the server is not working. What will happen? So that time, if the performance is not good, they'll just go to the B shopping website. So it will impact the business. So that time when you are in cloud, no, instantly I can spin up the resources. Like it will be more efficient and fast. Even we have some auto scale options as well. So I'll also explain this in future, like virtual machine scale sets. These option and all will can be used for auto scale. So when it comes to scaling, they might ask you some questions like, what are the types of scaling? There are two types of scaling. One is vertical scaling and another one is horizontal scaling. So what is meant by vertical scaling? Vertical scaling is nothing but if I have some resources, like I have a virtual machine and I'm going to use it, but I could see that the performance is lagging. I'm going to increase it inside the particular virtual machine. I'm going to scale up, like increase the CPU, memory, RAM. In that cases, it is like vertical scaling. In another case, like I have 10 servers running and maintaining this app. Maybe you can take as a something like shopping website. So behind I have 10 virtual machines or 10 resources supporting that. And what happens is I wanted more performance. I can increase the virtual machines. Like I am going to increase some 20 virtual machines going to take care of this particular application. So in that case, it is like I'm just building a new application instead of increasing the load inside a particular resource. So that's where it is like horizontal scaling. This is the difference between the horizontal scaling and a vertical scaling. Okay. So for an example, vertical scaling is like if I'm hungry and I have a tiffin box, okay, I'm going to increase the capacity of lunch. I'm going to take somewhat like a lot more food in it. That is like vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling is like I'm going to take another additional lunch box, lunch bag. I'll take 10 lunch bags so that like I'll feel like satisfied. I'm not hungry anymore. So that's the case. This is a simple example. So next we can just go to another advantage. It is like elasticity. Okay, so what is elasticity is like in the previous case what I told is scaling. Okay, if it is a festival time, what happens to the shopping website? So there is 10,000 users, blah blah, I want to increase that thing. No, that time I want scaling. Okay, just imagine this scenario, like I have a shopping website and it is increased. Okay, it is a festival day today and there is a lot of users for today. And after a week, what happens is there is no that many users. Usually, it is just like as usual, there are only 1,000 users. So previously, when it is a festival time, there is 10,000 users, and in a normal time, non-festival days, it is like just 1,000 users. What it need to happen exactly is it need to scale down. So when there is a need, 10,000 servers need to run. That time we'll have like multiple servers running, but same resources should not keep running when there is 1,000 users going to log in. So it need to scale up when it is needed and scale down when it is not needed. That is the elasticity. It's exactly like the function of a rubber band. So it will expand if there is any need and it will shrink when there is no need. Okay, that's what it happens. So same example, we can have virtual machine scale set. We'll have some conditions in real time, like we will have some conditions in place. Like if you see the CPU and memory utilization is more than 90%, spin up 10 more machines. If you see like CPU and memory utilization is 20 to 30% only, so then just scale down the instance count by 3 or 4 as per my requirement. That's an important advantage of cloud as well. So next is like important thing is like performance. So when you have something like you have some data centers in place, no, I have an office or organization and I have my own data center in Chennai, but many of my users are in like another countries like Australia, America. That times what exactly happens is like the network latency will be low. Okay, or the scaling things, many much more factors are there. But when I'm using cloud, no, I can just go ahead and build another data center. Like I can take data from another region as well. So there is a vast change in performance as well when you're going to use a cloud. And another advantage is like reliability. What is reliability is you need to have the data at any cost. That is called reliability. So I have a data center in Chennai, and what happens is suddenly there is some flood or any fire accident. That's like unpredictable situation. Okay, if it happens, what is going to happen? Like the data will be no more. Is that a valid thing for that? So we need to have a backup in place. So if this data center fails, then we'll have some availability options as a backup, that the data will still be available. That is the reliability, like recovering option, backups, and such cases. Okay. So disadvantage. Everything has two sides, advantage and disadvantage. So when it comes to disadvantage, security will be a disadvantage because the data are going to be stored with someone else place. So since we are not going to have the physical hardwares and all, we are not going to own them, we will not be aware of where it's going to be located. So in that cases, the security will be like we have only the limited control and flexibility. So security might be a reason. If you want, you can just refer this document for more clarity. And thank you so much. Happy learning. இதுதான் இதுல எனக்கு ரொம்ப